welcome to another episode of A Salt and Buttery with Intent to Satisfy. Today we are going to make deviled eggs. Now there are a lot more ways to make it more complicated, but this is the simplest recipe I know. So we'll start from here, and at that point we can start making things more complicated later, okay? But first let's get the basics down, and then we can customize, adjust, everything like that, okay? So the first thing we need are 6 hard-boiled eggs. This will make 12 deviled eggs because we cut them in half, okay? So you don't need a sharp knife to cut the hard-boiled egg in half. You can get away with using a simple butter knife, okay? Or even a plastic knife will work for this. Because as you can see, fully cooked cuts, and then we take and we put the yolk into a bowl. Ta-da! Now, one thing I want to show you is it's okay if in peeling your hard-boiled eggs, they are not perfect. Okay, as you can see, I've had a couple issues here, okay? But so long as it's not broken all the way through, and even if it is broken all the way through, or almost all the way through, it will still work. This does not have to be perfect. I know in the stores you see all the perfect ones that are all, perfectly peeled and nothing wrong with it. Okay. Hey, we're not going to make it that hard. So, now what we do is you just take a fork. Take a fork and start mashing up the egg yolk. Like I said, this is really simple to do. Okay, this is so simple that it's one of the things for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and things like that we would have our daughter do for us when she was pretty young. Okay, I would hard boil the eggs for her and help her with the peeling because the peeling is tedious. Okay, but as you saw, you don't need a sharp knife. So this is something, and if you prefer to get the eggs, the packaged already hard-boiled eggs, that's fine too. It's okay. Like I said, let's make this simple. Now, we take some mayonnaise. Yes. Your favorite mayonnaise or salad dressing or whatever you want to call it. Okay, some people call it mayonnaise, some people call it salad dressing. Now we take a little bit of vinegar. Now for the vinegar, I always use cider vinegar. Cider vinegar it's not as harsh a taste. Okay, now a little bit of mustard. Now this is one of the points where things can get very individualized. Use your favorite mustard. If you happen to prefer a stone ground mustard and that's what you have, use that. If you happen to have the standard yellow mustard, use that. If you happen to have Dijon, use that. Any type of mustard, any type of mayonnaise, okay? If you like it, go ahead and do it. Now, it is not necessary to have this 100% smooth. If that's what you prefer, then that's fine too. This is going to come out pretty smooth anyway because of the creaminess of the mayonnaise and everything else working together. Now, we have the filling for the deviled eggs right here, okay? And because we've added a little bit to the egg yolks, so we'll be able to have a little bit more than just barely enough to go into the eggs, okay? Now, there are a couple tricks that you can do for putting this into the egg whites. Okay, because here we have our egg whites. Now, you can either take a spoon Ta-da! And do that. And as you see, not necessarily the neatest, but you know what? These disappear so fast, that doesn't really matter too much. Now, another trick that you can do is take a sandwich bag, put the filling into the sandwich bag, or if you happen to have the stuff for a like cake decorating, you know, one of those bags for cake decorating with the fancy tips, you can use that. But this is a quick and easy way to make it just a little bit fancier without having to get a lot of special equipment. Because I do not decorate cakes, okay? I really don't. So I don't have a lot of patience for that stuff. Now, get the extra air out, okay? Close it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to snip off with a pair of scissors a corner off of the bag. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to squeeze and make it a little fancier. Okay. Now that is a way to do it a little bit fancier. Like I said, quick and easy. Nothing extra needed. You can do it with a spoon. You can do this with a Ziploc bag, okay, or a sandwich bag. You can even use one of the fold closed sandwich bags for it. Okay. You just might have a little bit more of a problem with air, but you know, practice with this, experiment with this. Now, to finish this off, I like to use just a little bit of smoked paprika, okay? You can use regular paprika, you can use smoked paprika. You can use a little bit of fresh parsley leaf on top of it, okay? I will have a list of options available. Now, one thing I do too is you see me tapping here. This keeps me from just getting a lot on there. Okay, tapping helps it come out just slowly, a little bit at a time. Okay, so tap, 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 tap. See? Just a little bit. Tap, 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 tap. Just a little bit. Because the tendency, the problem with trying to just dump it on is you end up getting more than what you really want. You want just enough on there to add a little pop of color, add a little pop of flavor. Like I said, I like to use the smoked paprika for this, but you can use the non-smoked paprika, okay? I will have a list of several of the different options that I've heard about and run into and had people tell me about. So this is something, make it yours. Have some fun with this. Make it taste good to you because it's coming out of your kitchen. It's coming out for you to eat. Make it so that you enjoy it, okay? Now, that's it. That is how simple deviled eggs are. Don't need any fancy tools, don't need any fancy anything. As you can see, I just have the eggs on a plain plate, okay? And they taste just fine. Now, after they're made, you will want to refrigerate them until it's time to serve them. Don't leave them out sitting for a long time because they have the mayonnaise in them and the egg, and you don't want to make people sick, okay? But these served chilled, absolutely wonderful. I love my deviled eggs. So, once again, have some fun with this, okay? Make it your own. Find out the special ingredients that make it perfect for you, okay? Have some fun. Once again, this was A Salt and Buttery with intent to satisfy, and thank you.